Alright, so now we got this fucker.
God, I love his mustache.
Yeah, he's supposed to have vaguely base-esque eye decals, but doesn't really translate super well with this color palette, so you'll just have to imagine it, players at home. But yeah, so this is our hacker. He's going through, and he's hacking for these bad guys. So we got the combatant, who in this instance is Gimel. He's based kind of vaguely around like old school ninja-oriented stuff. And then Techno is hacking.
Shark-like.
In that image, yeah. I'll open up my handy-dandy notebook again. You'll see it better here. One thing that I really like about the design elements for the main bad guys in the Game Boy games is that they're all very heavy armor. Like, they're very intentionally supposed to be like old school, knight, ninja sort of stuff. And it's just, like, really neat. I wish we got to see them with, like, PlayStation 2 era graphics or, like, Super Nintendo style graphics or just, like, something a little beefier and more animated and stuff like that, because they're really, really wild. This is also an instance of...
If you disvalue his power.
Yeah, it's more of that just, like, almost there English. And then there's Zane. Zane is one of my favorite character designs. I don't care if he's just, like, generic big sword dude. I just fucking love Zane. And while we're going through this plot of, like, okay, he already beat a boss, let's go and stop him. So that means we're going to encounter Zane X-Hunter style now. I think in fixed rooms, though. Or no, you do have to hunt him then. So you go fight Zane in the stages, again, exactly X-Hunter style. Except I don't really think there's any benefit to doing it now that I think about it. But either way, these designs were pretty simple. I just went straight off the instructions I got to make armor characters. Zane is heavy plate and Gimel is light plate. I did think they were a little too complex considering the Game Boy's graphical capabilities, so I was totally blown away when I saw them come to life on that little screen. I can't say enough nice things about the masterful skills of those people who work the dots. Dot artists. But yeah, so we're going to encounter Zane now. He's the bad guy encounter of normal difficulty, so this first set.
Right.
When we go through the second set, that's when Gimel is going to show up, which, we'll see plot significant-wise. And now, in proper boss order, we've got our next fight, who is Stag from X2. So we're already seeing the blend of games here. And everybody's favorite beetle, whom I'm pretty sure I just eat it against constantly right here.
You seem to do fine.
Yeah. So, there's a couple things here. I don't think there's a sub-tank over that way. There might be. I might be remembering my trivia wrong. But, you would still need to use the beetle to get up that way. Actually, if I'm remembering correctly, there are a lot of instances in these Game Boy games where they have outcroppings and stage elements from the originals that don't get used for any reason, so they're there, but they're pointless. And it's like, oh man, I got to this cool hidden-esque thing. Why the fuck isn't there anything
Like they
here?
just copied the stage design.
More or less,
okay,
yeah.
what should we do now? Oh,
So-
that mob is an insta-kill now.
Yes, so that's an instant kill in this one. No big deal. Mostly only stalled to get that. Now, go back up. Under normal circumstances, this would be a wonderful Deathless run, but since we're just using the same video, no big deal. It was from a distracted phase of the past. But yeah, there's no health over to the left. Just, little minor differences outside of the abridged size of everything. Although all things considered, the stage really is about the same size.
Pretty much.
So yeah. I think in this instance, we don't need that at all. You can just dash right back up there, which I'm pretty sure I'm about to show off right now. Oh no, okay, getting my second armor capsule. If I'm remembering correctly, this one is the body? No. Buster? I don't fucking remember. Maybe it's the dash. I don't know. Dr. Light, what you got to say?
Body.
That's the one I said first, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah! So good at this?
I really do like all the artwork in this game.
Yeah.
They did a really good job condensing everything down.
Protect peace and our future. Alright. Yeah.
It's kind of fight for everlasting peace.
Yeah, it's close.
Which never actually gets accomplished in any Mega Man game.
The Mega Man series is really depressing. When you, stop and think about all of it critically, it's just oh, okay. But, so there's how you see your armor progress, which is what I was showing off there. It's in the pause menu. I'm sorry, the select menu. And in true X-Hunter fashion, it's even in the same battle arena. We've got Zane cutting X's foot off. But yeah, all things considered, based on how busy their designs are, they do really translate well in the Game Boy sprites.
You can't really see his face too well.
Yeah, but for Zane, you're not really supposed to see his face, so it's okay. Also, ideally, you'd be using Shotgun Ice. I have not beaten Chill Penguin yet, but it really doesn't affect anything. So, no big deal here.
Shame about his pattern, though.
Yeah, his pattern's really easy. Like, I really like him. Like I said, he's one of my favorite designs just overall in the entire franchise. And it's just like, he's so easy to fight against. Like, God, just, okay, I guess. That's fine. When he's doing that spin attack, he'll deflect your shot. So you hit him the 2 times, and then he does... Or you hit him the 3 potential times, and then he does his spin, and you have to wait for the next cycle to go through. And obviously, he blocks you from the front. It's basically a Monster Hunter Greatsword player. It's kind of cool.
You should get Zane Armor and Monster Hunter.
That'd be great. I actually think I mentioned that in the alternate, maybe, with Brady. I do know that we mentioned it with one of the characters from Extreme 2 as well. It'd be really nice, but that involves Capcom not being assholes. Exactly. Exactly. I love this franchise so much, but God, if I don't hate the people managing it. Anyway, we're moving back up here. The vents don't work the same way that they would in the Super Nintendo version, so they don't set off the gas.
Do they even do anything?
As far as I'm aware, they don't. I'm pretty sure they're just present, which is another instance of, like, here's just assets that we copied and then, like, didn't really use for anything, so... Either that, or they just take an ungodly long amount of time. But yeah, so rather than being weak to a water weapon in this one, because the boss format is different, he's basically taken on the role of Flame Mammoth, who's weak to Storm Tornado. So at least they're being consistent with that. And as far as I'm aware, he will still go into his Desperation mode in the Game Boy one, and complete with the suplex, and blue fire and everything. I don't know if I show that off in this. I might, maybe. He does go blue. I know for a fact he goes blue, I just don't remember if he does the super.
It doesn't look like his pattern changes the same as it does when you're using his weakness weapon.
No, yeah, he's a little bit more openly aggressive even when you're beating him up. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I sandbag a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, because
I might have him hit me one more time. It's been a while since I've seen this.
I don't. Well, he might let him hit you, but you don't. He doesn't.
Yeah, there we go.
Because, yeah, I remember when you're using the weakness weapon in the SNES game, he lobs fireballs instead as a reaction to it, instead of charging you.
He still throws fireballs in this one.
Well, he does, but it's not...
It's not as chained. But yeah, so still, and all the weapons are basically identical. So, you know, we got Storm Tornado, we got Speed Burner. So next up, we should be going right to Chill Penguin and getting shotguns.
It's interesting that you don't go for Penguin first in this one.
Yeah, it's because you don't have... Like, honestly, if it weren't for the armor capsule and not being able to dash in X1, I'd probably start with Storm Eagle there, too, since Storm Tornado is such a more widely usable weapon.
Right.
And you can get a hard tank and a sub-tank straight away in that stage, but since you don't have the dash boots right away, you really just, like, that's the most valuable thing to get right off, so... Yeah, it's not that Chill Penguin is any easier or harder in this one, it's just the order is more convenient. Plus, now we're on like an optimal route because we've got the fire weapon and can get the item inside of his igloo hiding area the same way that you would with Fire Wave.
Right.
So, honestly, the pathing in this one is way simpler than it is in any of the other console games. Like, you can just blow through and get 100% without having to go back down stages if you do it correctly. Extreme 2 is very much the opposite of that, which upsets me a little bit, but again, we'll get to that when the time comes. Although, in a way, technically, no, we won't, because some amazing stuff also happens in Extreme 2. That's weird, like, Extreme 2 is a very high and low at the same time. It's hard to process. But yeah, so now we're gonna get the super wall jump, the climbing the wall mobility upgrade. And also,
it lets you kick blocks.
Sometimes. Yeah. Your field of activities has now been expanded.
Go destroy the evil X.
Yeah. Dr. Light, you're sounding a little off-brand there.
Chinese knockoff Dr. Light.
Basically.
But
Dr. Lit. But yeah, so we've already got 3 out of the 4 armor parts. Oh! That's another important thing, is your runs in this game are connected, basically. So I'm going to get the full armor set now, and only 2 of the sub-tanks. Then from there, you get the other 2 sub-tanks and like all the rest of the power-ups, and another set of special items, which I'll cover at the time. What the fuck was going on there?
Sprite flicker.
No, well, it was also like where am I? But yeah. So you want to jump up here, use speed burner, bust open that thing, which takes a couple shots, and you get that. But yeah, so because it's set up in a certain way where you have to start playing it this way, they put all the armor capsules in the first 4 stages. So you're pretty much guaranteed to get 100% more or less right away, which is honestly kind of cool.
But I understand the technical reasoning for the gigantic pillars of light to break up the stages into smaller chunks for the Game Boy to handle. I just don't know why they went with giant pillars of light, since they're not in Extreme 2, like, they just make it so you, like, teleport, which is what they're doing here to begin with, but...
Yeah, but in a less visually offensive way.
It's a weird design choice.
Yeah. It's something that was very clearly off of, like, how do we optimize this, and then Extreme 2 optimized it. Since I want to say Extreme 2 came out a full year later, 2001?
I think so.
I'll double check that when the time comes, but yeah.
Well, especially considering Extreme came out in 1998
for Japan.
So who knows when Extreme 2 actually came out.
Literally, it is a worldwide mystery. Nobody knows. So you were about to ask something, it sounded like?
I was. I don't remember what I was going to ask.
Yeah. So, I'm taking a whole bunch of extra damage this time around because I really want to hit him with the weakness weapon, since you just never do that with Chill Penguin in the first place. So.
Also, we're talking and distracting.
Yeah, there's also that. That whole reminder of...
Well, his invincibility frames are not very visible.
They're not as easy to pick up, yeah. And well, it's an audio thing. You usually have the shots bounce off of him, but since it's a single shot weakness thing, it doesn't really come up as often. But hey, finished it no problem, so we're already 3 bosses down. Yeah. It's pretty great. 3 armor pieces, 3 bosses, just super fun.